You're listening to the All Elite Podcast, your favorite AEW fan podcast for in-depth analysis and discussions about the #1 growing brand in professional wrestling today, All Elite Wrestling. This podcast is broadcasted live on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch on behalf of the No Holds Barred Network. The network is your source for wrestling interviews and podcast content featuring independent wrestling and AEW. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So sit back, relax, and interact in the live chat. Enjoy the show.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I am your host, as always. I am your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host. She's a woman of many nicknames, but you know her best as the Queen of the Indies, the Heartbreak Chick, the Lady of the Light Tubes, and I'm forgetting one again. God,
Pig Eagle.
Yeah, you have too many damn nicknames, okay? Like,
stop adding names to me.
I'm gonna have to come out here with a script in front of me with all your nicknames, so I can sit here. Okay. For the next 13 minutes, I'm just gonna read off all of Tiff's nicknames.
My God.
And then the podcast will start. But that's Tiffany.
Yeah.
Hi.
I feel like we're gonna change your name to that ish Kyle or something. I don't know.
That ish Kyle. I'm sure that's gonna go over well.
Yeah, I know.
People are like, what the hell is that ish?
Oh, no.
Anyways, guys, welcome to the All Elite Podcast. It's where myself and Tiff usually talk about everything in that AEW world, whether it's on AEW Dark Elevation, Dark Dynamite, BTE. AEW is all over the place, and we have got you covered. Sorry, right here on the podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast, just like
the
we are
podcast.
Live on the YouTube and the Facebook and the Twitter.
Twitch.
The Twitch. Well, Twitter soon enough. I think that's going away at the end of the month. So I think this is actually
the Periscope. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually our last podcast on Periscope, technically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because
oh no.
Oh no, that's not. Well, it's the last AEP on Periscope.
Okay, so last AEP on Periscope.
Yeah, because I have some stuff next week.
Well.
Yeah.
Tiffany. Anywho, if you're new here, again, welcome. If you are a returning listener, thank you very much. If you're watching live, thank you very much. If you are an audio listener, thank you very much. Basically, thank you to all you great fans out there who support this podcast each and every single week that me and Tiff do. You guys, the support means the world to us, whether you're sharing our posts on social media, like Instagram or Twitter, whether you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, you're commenting, you're joining in the live chat. You know, it does mean the world to me and Tiff that you guys interact with us each and every single week. Even a click of that little heart, that like button. Yeah. Me and Tiff love you for that. Up. So thank you very much. So yeah, if you can do us a favor and just hit the thumbs up on the YouTube video, that goes a long way for us as well. And if you are an audio listener on Apple Podcasts, I might as well get to it right now. Be a generous person and leave us a 5-star rating and leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think of the podcast and all the other wonderful podcasts that we offer here in the No Holds Barred Network, it would go a long way. And if you're curious about audio platforms, we're available on a lot of places. All you have to do is search up No Holds Barred Network. We got you covered on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Castbox, Pocket Cast, wherever you're getting your podcast. Search up No Holds Barred Network. You'll get the All Elite Podcast and the other wonderful podcasts that we do here, especially Tiff. If you're a fan of the indie, she does a lot of stuff with the independent wrestling scene, whether it be independent wrestling interviews, talking about indie things that she goes to. Tiff does a lot of great work with that, so you guys are going to want to tune into that and check out those episodes, because you never know with some of these stars that she interviews. She's interviewed a couple of people that already moved on to bigger and better things so far. So
you never know.
Really cool to find out, where they've come from too.
Yeah. So I see you, Jax. I see you in the Twitch.
Hi.
I pay attention to everything. I really do. I have it set. So if you guys leave comments, I see everything on wherever you're watching.
See, that's where Tiff comes in handy here, because I have only the YouTube in front of me open up, and Tiff can handle the other stuff.
Yeah, I got all the other stuff running. So
we got you covered.
I got you. Don't worry. I see you.
Oh,
so if you got questions or comments, I'll grab them. Don't worry. I got
See,
you.
Tiff, look at this. Look at my new shirt. My new Sean Spears shirt came
his
in.
husband.
Yeah, he's basically my wrestling husband. I absolutely love Sean Spears. If you guys didn't know. Cupid Girl in the chat. What's going on, Cupid Girl? How are you?
I feel like I'm so close on the camera on your
See,
your
I was fixing that today, and I can't. If I shrink you, then the borders for the thing shrink. You know what I mean? Like there's more black borders. I think it's just because it's yeah. I'll shrink you if you want. Do you want me to? Okay. I'll shrink you.
It's cool. It's cool.
I don't know. I like this format. I've seen a lot of podcasts out there that do this kind of format. It's really cool. You can see us more. You know what I mean? Like we're used to being so small. I kind of want people to see us.
Itty bitty. Where's Kyle's Abaddon shirt?
I'm gonna give us like a 2-inch webcam, and we'll be in the top corner.
Oh God!
And no one will be able to see us.
Oh my!
Where's Kyle's? I'm not gonna wear an Abaddon shirt. Get out of here.
There was a 20% sale going on. Like,
I don't give a shit. They could be a 75% sale. I ain't buying that shit. I will never. The only thing I'm going to do is invest in lighting, because this room sucks for lighting, and half my face is dark and half my face is lit up.
You need to get a ring light.
Yeah, I know. I have room up here in front of me that I can probably stick it somewhere.
Yeah, we can get like a little portable one. So I have one in my makeup table. There's a portable one.
I can get a little portable light.
Oh God.
I'm not getting an Abaddon shirt. People that don't know, I am scared shitless of Abaddon. So no way. No.
Yeah,
I will never, ever, 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 even if it's for free, you send me a shirt, I am not going to wear it. I'll put it back there. I'm not going to look at it. What do you mean? Oh. Tiffany, tell me right now. We're going to go a little bit off track here. What is your biggest fear? Like, what are you afraid of the most? That's like a thing. Not like fear of flights or anything.
Oh, because I'm scared to death of heights. Like,
are you scared of like a certain type? Like, are you scared of spiders or like centipedes or nothing? Well, let's just say you were scared of spiders. It's like someone buying you a shirt with a blown up tarantula on the front of it. You know what I mean? That's me and Abaddon. You can't do that to me.
Yeah, you can.
No,
you're going to love her. She's going to be your number one wife.
Anyways, I see Kimmy Talks Wrestling in chat. Kimmy, what's going on, girl? I know you're going through a rough patch right now. Shout outs to you.
Girl. Feel better.
Don't worry. Me and Tiff are about to cheer you up. We have something. We have a little surprise for you. It's coming soon. So best be prepared. Other than that, guys, we're going to talk a lot of AEW this week. Little bit of news. So AEW is doing a house show, I saw. That's interesting. So they're testing out the house show format because they're not going anywhere. So it's going to be at Daly's place. But they're doing an untelevised show. And it's on April 9th. Which I don't have the calendar in front of me. I can't really see what day.
It's a Friday.
9th. Friday?
Yeah, it's a Friday.
So
how do I know that? The Indies. No.
I'm curious to see how that goes down and who they're featuring on the live show. Is this...
That's kind of cool because it is WrestleMania weekend.
And they are selling tickets to it.
And the Collective and the IWTV Showcase is going on that weekend. So it's only smart for them to run a show too. Man, if I was fully vaccinated, I probably would have went down there.
Aren't you guys lucky in the States? See, for as much shit that we have together up in Canada, when it came to the vaccine, I'm not getting mine probably till September. Maybe. You guys have sold off the AstraZeneca one on us, but we'll see. Anyways, I would go too. If I was fully vaccinated, that would be a sick weekend. And they're selling tickets to that. So for people that are down there.
Wait. I have to do a shout out. Joey, I see you in the chat. Joey Silver's in the chat.
Joey Silver.
Can we talk about that he's going over to the Nightmare Factory?
Congratulations, Joey.
Like, how exciting is that? I'm so proud of him.
Yes, Joey Silver is going over to the Nightmare Factory. Hopefully we see you on Elevation or Dark sometime soon, Joey.
I see you. Just think about it. Me and Kyle were his first podcast.
I was going to say, did I interview him?
Yeah.
Was I there?
Me.
Okay.
That's when Kyle was doing the Under the Rope series with me. Joey was, I think, our fourth episode, and then I had him come back. So guys, look out for him, because I've been saying it that he was gonna go far. So I can't wait to see where he goes. So
shout outs to you, Joey. I hope you do good things coming ahead for you.
Yeah.
I can't even speak English today. I had a rough day at work today. You have no idea. Like, it was such a roller coaster. Like, it was dead at periods of time today, and it was like busy as hell. Like, emails were flying in like crazy. Like, oh gosh, it's all over the place. So my words are going to be all over the place. But that's interesting about the house show. I'm interested to see. I want to know what kind of card is going to be booked at this house show. Like, are they going to feature? Is it more of like the indie talent they have lying around, or are we going to feature like maybe one or two main roster guys just to hype up the card? What's the main event?
So you have to. So
I'm assuming we're going to know closer to what the card is. I imagine they're going to start advertising for it, and just to get people to buy tickets. So I imagine the next few days we're probably going to get at least one or two matches announced. So we'll see what that live event card is too. And it's also a good test for the maybe the wrestlers that have never experienced a big company live event. This is going to be like their first kind of experience doing that. And it's like a test run for AEW for when things get back to normal and they can tour around again. It looks like they're going to do live events. I mean, we talked about this in the beginning of the podcast back in like 2019 when me and Tiff first started this podcast, before AEW was a thing, before Dynamite was a thing. We would come on here once in a while whenever there was news. Like, AEW news was flying in more then than it is now.
I think we're doing sometimes like 2
episodes a week. I know, because of all the news that would fly in, right? So I remember talking one episode of them talking about doing eventual live events. So this has been in talks for a very long time. And now that, we're in 2021, we've just gotten through a pandemic, things will start to get back to normal, hopefully sometime soon. We're going to see AEW start to grow. And obviously we're going to see that with the second television show, the second TNT show. We've just seen a commercial for it last night that the Rhodes family is going to have their own like reality show,
which is cool.
I've seen a lot of people like change the name already, like call like Total Rhodes and other things like that. But yeah, for them to do the whole live event thing, that's smart, man. It's smart to gain revenue. It's smart to test what talent you got on the road and see how they handle the road and see what you have in them without being televised. So, live events are smart for companies, and everyone does live events. Like New Japan does live events, Ring of Honor does live events, Impact does live events when they were traveling around. WWE, obviously, they're like the king of live events. So, I'm happy for it. I'm excited to see what happens.
As long as they don't overkill everybody, because remember that was also the concern that we used to talk about when AEW came, and that they were just like, once a week, and then they were going to have a break for the holidays and all that going on, that you don't want to overwork the wrestlers so they don't get like injured,
and you don't want to oversaturate the content, right?
Which we're getting oversaturated. I feel oversaturated, but that's because I watch so much different wrestling.
And because like what they are now, the AEW in a normal world, with the same amount of shows they're running now, it would look a lot different. Like we've said it before the last couple of weeks. Elevation would be a whole of a lot different show than what we're seeing. Dark would only be like 1, 2, or 3 matches, and Dynamite would be Dynamite, and we'd have the second TNT show, which again we don't really know exactly what it's going to be about. We don't know, like as far as we know, we only have heard that it's going to be 1 hour long. That's about it.
Right.
And until then, it might change. Maybe they change it to 2 hours and we have, like a Raw and SmackDown kind of thing. We have a Dynamite and like a Firecracker. I don't know what to call it. Something else. Don't look at me like that. I don't know what to call it. Like, if you have a better name, come up with it right now then, Tiff. Come on. Give me a better name off the bat, because that's what I came up with off the bat. There are my boys. Heels, pops, and chair shots. I said it right. I said it wrong in the stream.
My boys. Get out of here.
No.
Hey. Those are my boys.
Anyways, them join the live chat. What's going on, guys? Yeah, so I'm interested to see what the live event. Other than that, not really much else news-wise besides what I mentioned. The Rhodes family, they announced it last night. It's going to have a reality show. Right. What do you think of that? Tiff, are you going to watch that?
Of course I'm going to watch it. I'm a chick. Why wouldn't I watch it?
So now this is where comes a problem with me. Me obviously being Canadian. I don't get TNT up here. And
you could probably watch it somewhere else.
Well, in the station that they show Dynamite on up here is a sports station. They don't show reality shows.
Oh, no?
No, it's a straight sports station. It's the ESPN of up here.
Well, you can Skype me and I will face the laptop towards the television.
I said it right. Did I not? I said heels, pops, and chair shots. Did I not?
What did he do?
He says to get it right. What do you mean? I'm gonna go back and listen.
You're.
Oh. Anyways, what?
Read the chat. I'm not even repeating that. Anyway, so yeah.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Anywho, I'm not even gonna read that either. Well, you know what? Screw it. Our boys, Heel Pops and Chair Shots, go follow him on Twitter. Says it'll be uploaded on Pornhub for my enjoyment after it's loaded. So this is facts according to them. Yeah, I doubt that reality show will be on Pornhub unless, it's that kind of reality show.
Oh God, I can't.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way to rewatch it because I can't subscribe to TNT either because it restricts me. I'm not gonna do the whole VPN crap. I'm not doing that. Just to watch that show.
I would. You should tweet Cody that. But like, what about us
Cody
Canadians up here?
Shame. Well, you know what,
Oh,
Cody?
no.
Oh, I got something else. This might be a little loud. This is kind of like the new season of AP, and a new season means a new shame bell. Look at this big sucker. Shame.
Oh my God, that thing is huge.
I'm going to have both next to me. If it's like a little shame, I'll do the little shame bell. If it's a big shame, it's the big shame bell.
I need new props.
Kimmy loses her mind. Yeah, so the reality show, the live event. Other than that, not really much else.
Yeah.
I didn't really see that much that's considered news. Like there's news out there, but like it's not really stuff to talk about, right? Like Impact's moving to Thursday. We all know why. You don't really need to talk about that. I'm excited for that Rebellion. I hope everyone's going to order Rebellion and kind of support Impact, man, because that's going to be a stellar pay-per-view. Not only because the great talent that they have there, but Kenny Omega is going to face Rich Swann, which is probably going to be a barn burner of a match. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. So April wants more core, you cowbell.
I need more cowbell. Yeah, it's huge. Look at this thing.
My shit today.
This thing is massive. And to put it into size comparison, where the hell is this mini shame bell? Here it is.
I need something.
So here we go, guys. Here's the new shame bell. Here's the new one. And now look, this is the old one. Now put it side by side here. This is the size comparison to this thing. Like, look at the handle. Handle's just so big.
Why did you get another one?
I've had that for a long time, actually. That is a so the big junior hockey team in my region, the Niagara Ice Dogs, that's like a cowbell that we used to bring to the games that we could ring. Conrad from Everything Pro Wrestling, what's going on, bud?
What's going on, Conrad?
And then, other than that, again, it's Shane Bells. But yeah, let's talk about. Might as well just talk about Dynamite.
All right.
Elevation was great. It was. I'm liking Elevation. It's just like another Dark to me. Like they're featuring more indie talent. I get that, but it's only a few times where these like newer stars are going over. I feel like we're still taking a little bit more out of the regular Dark. Like, oh, like we're featuring indie talent, but like the regular AEW guys are going over all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you knew
they're still putting them over during the match, but they're not getting over win wise, right? That's why you had like Lee Johnson. If you ever want to see the comparison, look at Lee Johnson's record before he made it to Dynamite. That'll just tell you a lot. Anyways, but it was still good. I still enjoyed it. It's wrestling, and we're getting a lot of great wrestling. There's a lot of great independent stars that are not signed with AEW, but eventually they could if they, that catches their eye. And they've signed a few people since then. They signed Layla Hirsch. They signed Red Velvet today, which is great. I mean, that's a well-deserved signing. Man, she built herself out through Dark, and then, she made her big Dynamite kind of debut-ish against teaming up with Cody against Cargill and Shaq, and she got really big showcase there. And now they're continuing this feud with Jade. So, good for Red Velvet. I think it's definitely a well-deserved signing, and she'll be a great addition for the women's roster. She can go in the ring, so I'm all looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So what's that?
I can't keep up. I do my indie podcasts on Mondays or Tuesdays mostly.
I mean, when we're back to normal, Tiff,
Hard.
you will be able to, because I think Tiff is going to have a really good time when Elevation becomes what Elevation is going to be. And I can already tell there's going to be times in Elevation where you're going to see Tiff freak out on Twitter, because I guarantee you there's going to be, I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a time where Tiff interviews someone on like the Sunday and the person shows up on the Monday, or she interviews the person the week before and they show up on Elevation the week after. I guarantee you that's going to happen.
Well, I already talked to Joey and I told him that when he's done, that I have to have the first interview of him coming back from AEW. That he's not allowed to do any other podcast. That he has to do mine.
Well.
So he already said yes. So we'll have the exclusive of how it is trading with QT Marshall and working with AEW people. So you just don't know what's gonna show up, but that's a guarantee. So
that's a Tiff guarantee.
That's a Tiff guaranteed,
Anyways.
Oh man, my client Frankie Picard will join AEW and he's coming after the TNT Championship.
Who?
Oh God, Frankie's been on the podcast, Kyle. Like, you should really pay attention who I interview, because you never
I'm
know
only
who's
half
gonna
serious
show up
with
on
that.
AEW.
I'm half serious with that. Anyways, I just do it to bug you. BT was funny this week.
God.
Was funny.
Silver on my BTE.
Okay, like if you're not watching BTE for the Dark Order stuff, then I don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, it's literally some of the funniest shit you'll ever see on YouTube in general. Like, it's so good, and it translates over the Dynamite. People, I've seen people wondering why. I've seen it, Tiff. People typing on Twitter saying, "Oh, why does Five get treated like shit all the time?" Like, you gotta watch BT, and you'll wonder why. You'll find out why.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. So I loved BT this week. It was great. How about the whole like sad ending of BT though? That was kind of touchy feely.
Oh, with the fact that like Matt realizes that Hardy was the one that it's like finally. I like how that like it's like months later. And it's like
there's so much long-term storytelling. Yeah.
Right. So I like that we're getting that. I was like, oh my God, now you realize. So like, what does that mean for the future now?
You know what's funny? That someone put it side by side. Hangman did the same thing. They like that whole ending. Hangman did the same thing when he was, I forget. He was watching from afar, I think with the Elite celebrating or something, and then now Hangman or Matt Jackson was watching from afar, watching him celebrate with the Dark Order. Like, I love this like long-term story of Hangman and the Elite together, and oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. And this is all going to play into eventually when Hangman does go eventually defeat Kenny Omega for that world title, because we know that's going to happen eventually.
It should happen. It has to happen. I'm sticking on this. So.
Oh, and I know they're waiting for crowds, because the crowd is going to eat that up. Like, it's going to be such a feel-good moment that they're going to want to have people there for that. So.
Well, I've been saying that for like ever. It has to, because I feel like it's just more meaningful. It means more.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get into talk about Dynamite. Let's talk about it.
Wait, you didn't talk about your girl telling Dark Order to go fuck themselves.
Oh,
that they should go back to Japan.
Sorry, Maki Ito this week.
How can you not like bring her up? That's your girl.
So
That's
I know
your other
I'm
wife.
sad though because like she went
sad.
back to Japan. She got dates to fill, right? That's her business. She's not signed with AEW. I guarantee you though she's going to be. Like Tony Khan is very high on Maki Ito, and she deservingly so because she gets too much hate. And poor girl got like Twitter hacked and like, oh man, I just felt so bad for her. But man, that bit where like the Dark Order and John Silver is like, you know, being like the sixth grade, like how I used to hand Valentines to girls in sixth grade. Like, you know, you join the Dark Order, like grabbing his wrist and getting all blushy, and Maki Ito holds it up to the side, Light throws it away, and all you hear is Silver. Whoa!
Oh my god!
Fuck you, motherfuckers! I go back to Japan. Fuck you, Sims.
I saw like people were responding to Anna's Twitter.
Anna.
They were going Anna. I love how like that everybody's doing that now too on Twitter, responding to her Twitter. That's great. I love it. But I wanted to bring up the other part too because I was cracking up with the whole Matt Sydal thing with the jacket to buy the jacket. Like I was just
I'm weirded out by Nyla Rose and the whole Ryzen and Nun thing. I'm so weirded out because I know BT is a different side to these people, and you're not seeing what they play on TV character wise, but like seeing her as like a jokey nun with Ryzen, who is clearly a devil. I mean, they're in a way they're devil worshipping nuns because Ryzen's a devil worshiper.
Make a donation. And I'm like, no, you left your little bag with your wallet. Like, no, what are you doing?
Hey, he had to buy his jacket back.
I'm in a giving mood.
Anyways.
It was great. Yeah, it was good. I like when they're short, when they're not like 30 minutes or an hour long. I like when they're 12 minutes or something.
See, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
They listen to the fans on BTE as well because I remember people complaining about that. Like the BTE were getting too long because people were like, hey, like we don't want to watch them do drunk competitions for the BTE belt, and people were like, hey, we want to see like what BTE was all about, like these funny skits. So you've noticed they stopped doing those.
Those are all the important things. I mean, of course, the Matt autograph was something that I used to talk about. The candies with Scorpio Sky and Matt always had me dying. So it's like the littlest things are the best. I don't like need long stretched out, you know. I my time. If you're giving me more wrestling, like you need to make your PT smaller. I can't keep up.
It's too much wrestling.
There is so much wrestling. I can't keep. I feel bad.
So much wrestling.
I can't. All right, let's talk about Dynamite.
Yeah, finally talk about Dynamite.
Yeah, let's talk about Dynamite.
Well, you know, I mean, I kind of did it in order of Dynamite, my notes, so I guess we'll just do that.
Let's go. It was a good episode. I really thought it was a really good episode.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't again. We're not gonna get like banger of Dynamites every week. I mean, that's just we're gonna get tired and bored so quick. So this was a great normal episode of Dynamite. We had a banger of an opening. Like we had Kenny Omega and Matt Sydal go one-on-one. Like why would people complain about that?
Well, I was kind of confused, but let me ask you this because it kind of bothers me. Kenny's the champ, and I know like I say this a lot, but I feel like Kenny should be coming out second because he's the champ. Because to me, it's not like a WWE thing. It's
you have a thing with this. I know you do.
Yeah, like it's a respect to me. I feel like it's a respect thing. That's my thought process with it because he's the one with the belt, and he should be coming out second.
Yeah, that was odd. Isn't the champion? They usually do that in AEW too. Yeah. The champ does usually come out second. Yeah.
So that kind of like bothered me last night. But I mean, that's nothing like horrible. It's just something that I've been saying, like I've always said, even before AEW. I just feel that if you're a champion, you should be coming out second because I think it's a respect thing.
Yeah. So this was I love this concept, the AEW Eliminator style concept. If you can beat the champ in a non-title match, you get a title match. So this works, yes, sometimes, but not all the time. Because then if you keep doing these Eliminator style like little matches, like what's the point of the rankings then?
Right.
You kind of just throw the rankings out the window because the true number one contender is not getting a shot at the title. You're giving it to randomly Matt Sydal. So I don't know. Maybe maybe they can start doing it. Maybe like the number 2 guy on the rankings gets an eliminator style. Like if he can beat the champ, he slides up to number 1. Like, I don't know. They got to do something. They can't do these eliminator things all the time because I don't see how that ties in with the rankings. You guys let us know what you think. But I still like the concept. It's cool. Like you beat the champ, you get a title match. Very good match. I tweeted out like I wouldn't mind seeing these guys go a 30-minute Iron Man match. Same style as Pac and Kenny Omega. These two could probably do it, man. Matt Sydal has been in the game for a long time. He's very, very good. If anyone doesn't know, he used to be Evan Bourne in AEW or WWE. If it looks familiar, he had shorter hair back then.
Right.
Excalibur mentioning though at the end of the match, like after, that only one man has ever kicked out of the one-winged angel, and no one has ever kicked out of it in AEW. And I'm sitting there going, oh, they keep mentioning Ibushi. Wait, was it Ibushi that kicked out of the one-winged angel? Fuck, now I'm forgetting. But speaking of Ibushi, that's what I wanted to bring up. I didn't write it down here, but they brought up Ibushi like very, very like intended on Impact this week. I don't know if you've seen that clip. And then like Omega screamed it. And I'm like, hey, they're doing something here. I still firmly believe that Omega is gonna get kicked out of this trance that Callis has over him by Ibushi. Ibushi's gonna not like beat him, and that's gonna knock sense back into Omega.
Right.
Not for the title, but like eventually when they do face each other in like a super card or whenever they're going to do it. But yeah, again, this was a great opening match. Very, very fire opening match. Got everyone hyped. It was really good. Very, very well done.
Yeah, they're talking in the chat because Mox kicked out, and they think that I think Okada did too.
So it was Okada. Okay, I was gonna say Okada,
Yeah.
but so that's weird. Why didn't they mention Moxley then on commentary? Did they just forget or?
Probably forget. I mean, like me, like I forget things too. Like it's easily forgotten. But
that wasn't that. When did he kicked out of that? Was that that wasn't the barbed wire match, was it? When did he kick out of that one-winged angel? Let us know in the chat when that was. But we'll move on here. This was a funny skit.
All right, move on. Yeah.
John Silver was getting ready for his match. This was funny. There, you see the dark where they're like, Johnny Hungy. Oh, you bet your ass I'm ready, Johnny Hungy.
I need that shirt. I need a bunch of shirts.
But him dodging. He's like, you want to see how hungry I am? And he's like dodging the coffin drops. Oh. Like everyone's doing a coffin drop, and they let 5 fall.
Or 5.
Oh, this was funny. And then Hangman's there, and then there's an interesting note here. I heard it. I caught it right away, and I'm like, why did Hangman say it like that? Hangman basically tells John Silver not to worry. The Dark Order, don't worry about if you lose. The Dark Order will have your back. He didn't say that we as a group will have your back, including Hangman. He just says that they will have your back if you lose. Why would he say something like that? And if you just go back and watch the way he says it and his pausing, it doesn't sound like just a normal thing to say. If it was normal, he would have said it like rapid, fast, whatever. And the way he says it makes me think, hey, there's a reason why he said it like that. Like, don't worry if you lose, they will have your back. Why didn't he say we'll have your back? Why didn't he include himself? They're friends now. You know, they're supposed to be acquaintances. Why didn't he just say we?
We.
Why didn't he say it? We. Hangman Page. So why don't you say that? Tabarnak. Hangman Page.
Just so you guys know, Kyle speaks fluent French. So, because I know people were like, does he? And they didn't believe me.
I do. Je parle français. I'm not going to speak French.
Like the typical thing. Like,
I'm not going to sit here and speak French because people are not going to know what I said, and they're going to be like, is he swearing at us? Is he calling us idiots? Not damn Frenchy. You frog mouth, you toad, you French toad.
French toad.
For some reason, for the people that I like, put this hick sounding voice for the haters. The haters have the hick sound.
He does a lot on the Patreon. It's hilarious.
Just wait till we do the drinking Patreon. It's gonna be worse.
Oh my god. Oh God.
Anywho, so speaking of Hangman Page, he had a match against Cesare Bononi.
You like him? I can't get behind him.
Well, I
just want to call him Baloney.
Okay, well, Caesar Baloney. Let's I hate to burst the bubble, Tiff, but I'm going to be a little bit serious here because he actually tweeted out something that's pretty sad.
Oh no, now I feel bad.
Yeah, so his sister, I think it's his sister or his mother. I don't really remember. Sorry, guys. One of them needs like a bone marrow transplant, and it's either his sister or his mother, and he or his sister or mother aren't a perfect fit, and he's like asking, like he says, I don't like doing this, but I'm asking for anyone that could help in some way to help save their life. So
no,
it was a sad thing, and for him to have the strength to come out and on Dynamite and then do that too, like that's just like amazing. But yeah, Caesar Baloney loses this match to Hangman Page. Yeah, Hangman makes short work of him. That was just a quick squash match. But they made mention on commentary that, you know, he's building up all these wins to maybe eventually face Kenny Omega for the belt. So, you know, they're planting the seeds here for the eventual match that we know that's going to come. And unfortunately, it won't be Caesar Baloney. So, I'll move on here because I think Tiff's distracted.
No, I'm just responding to our chat. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Tiff. That's why you're here. Replying to the chat.
So yeah, Hangman celebrated with a cold one.
Yep.
I thought somebody was gonna come out for some reason. The way that he was like kind of standing and how the camera caught him, for a second I thought like somebody was gonna come from behind.
We know that there's some things that they can cut out of AEW. Like sometimes they do stuff a little bit too long. Like something like that. Okay, you can just cut it in half. Like just switch to like the commentary desk and them talking. Like we don't need to see Hangman do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that like kind of confused me for a second.
It did feel. I could tell you.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry, I take a sip of water. So Lance Archer had a promo. I don't know where the hell he was. Like under a broken bridge area. I don't know where. He's always in somewhere random when he does these vignettes, and you don't know exactly where he is. I couldn't put two and two together. He basically calls out Sting, saying he's gonna basically be the cause to end Sting's career, and he's gonna be remembered for doing it. So him calling out Sting, he had the bat too.
That was cool.
I don't know if this is leading to a cinematic match between the two. Like, are we getting Sting versus Archer, or is it gonna be Archer against Darby? I kind of feel like Archer is using Sting to get to Darby, because they're kind of like, you know, manager and non-manager without even saying that they're together.
Right.
So I think we'll probably get some like vignette beatdowns, not necessarily a match, but I have a feeling they're going to long-term build this until Double or Nothing, and that's when we're going to get Lance Archer and Darby Allin. My guess.
Well, I mean,
he's
and like I think that we've said this before, that he probably should have had the TNT belt a long time ago.
No, your best friend Cody kept it that time.
Yeah, he's a hog. But man, I really thought like Silver was gonna win last night. I was really hoping for that, but I know it is kind of like soon because he hasn't really like defended it.
Oh, we're talking about that now.
Well, I mean, it kind of like intertwines because of the fact that you're talking about this, so it only makes sense that we go to that.
All the way at the bottom of my page for my notes.
I'm sorry, like,
do I have to go down?
Makes sense. We're talking about Archer, right?
I gotta go down. One sec.
That
now I gotta scroll down.
It looks that it can, you know, go that way. And
all right, we're jumping ahead, folks, to the TNT Championship because I can scroll down here.
Yo, can we talk about how cool that these two main evented? Like, how neat is that?
Silver.
Like, I was already like a huge fan of Silver. Huge fan before he came AEW.
Man, he's come a long way. You just think about it. Like, when did Silver made his debut? He wasn't there at the beginning of AEW. He didn't he join? They joined later, right?
Yeah, they came like a little like later.
You think about that time till now, and like, you know, he joins the Dark Order with Reynolds. They get recruited. Yeah. You know, they're still in that phase between then until Lance or Brody Lee arrived, where people really weren't sure what the Dark Order was about. They started to gain a little bit momentum.
And now everybody's behind it.
And now they're the biggest biggest. I still they're the biggest faction in AEW, and they're like one of the most popular things in AEW is the Dark Order. So it's awesome, like you said, it's awesome to see him main event Darby, see him come a long way as well, and then him main event with the TNT belt. This was such a great match. I did see that Silver tweeted out after that he may have separated his shoulder, which sucks. Let's hope it's nothing that bad, and that stinks, man. Like, but he put on those two put on a very good match. I thought there were a few times where I thought Silver was going to win. Like there was a lot of near falls where you could tell that I thought Silver was going to win. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like this is over. Like, I like they're really going to hand the bell over to Silver. And when that's going on, all the thoughts, Tiff, are going through my head. Like, oh my God. So I'm picturing like Silver as the TNT champion coming out with the Dark Order every week, like flexing with the TNT belt. Like I was just picturing everything.
I mean, like even like April said in the chat, she goes, I'm waiting to see Dark Order dripping in gold. That is going to be amazing. Excuse me. It's going to be amazing when we start seeing all those belts on them. We went from not liking it to totally behind it.
Yeah.
And again, like me, like I just love John Silver.
And who would have thought it would have taken a face turn to do that? Right? Yeah. A baby face turn. Now they're the most popular thing on TV.
Yeah. Join the Dark Order.
Yeah. Join the Dark Order. It's funny too, because they were supposed to be really serious, right? Remember when they were like, they're trying to be like a cult, like a dark cult, and people just weren't buying it.
Yeah. I love the fact that Darby had like the respect with John Silver with Brody Lee in the beginning of it. That, you know, I love seeing all that respect in like AEW, and I feel like a lot of it also plays back to like New Japan of like you see, you know, the respect in the ring. So I like that we see a lot of that in AEW as well.
Yeah. And then at the end, Tiff, we got the most famous AEW brawls. They're famous for their ending of the show brawls that happen. Yeah. The classic.
That's gonna be the second show, Kyle. Brawls.
AEW brawls, because after every segment there's a brawl.
There you go. That's
That's just how they do the whole show. It's just gonna be a show for factions, and then they brawl after every match.
It is.
Can you imagine that, a show for just factions? So you got you have a lot here. So you have Dark Order, you have the Hardy Empire, you have Pinnacle, you have Inner Circle, you have the Elite, you have the Nightmare Family. Like you have enough factions to make a whole show.
Yeah,
I should do that on Twitch. Just do a universe mode full of factions.
Yeah.
Anyways, and they tied in a lot of stories between that brawl, like with the Hardy Empire hating the Dark Order, and like Tay Conti came out, and Nyla Rose, and all that, and Hikaru Shida, and all that jazz. Speaking of, let's talk about the women.
They're talking in the chat. They're like, can we talk about 5 taking the bullet for Silver?
Oh yeah. So I wonder if they're gonna make note of that on BTE.
Yeah.
They're gonna like thank him and then throw him in the wolves again. he's the slapping stick of the Dark Order. He's always gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the women. Tay Conti.
Oh, she's
my
so
girl.
Good. Me and Kyle love her.
Number 1 now, ranked in the women's division. 8-2 record, and defeating Nyla Rose. Oh my! Like this was a big win.
Yeah.
Like this was a very, very big win, and it was a good match. And she looked so good.
Yeah.
Like her judo really pays off in her matches. You can really tell. Like she makes it look so good, and she's an exceptional piece of talent. Like it's crazy. And
I'm so glad we're seeing more of her, that she only has been getting better. So like, and then we're only going to see her get even more better within time. But give that girl a title shot. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like
her finisher, the DDT.
Yeah.
But did you see? I'm sorry. People were pointing this out on Twitter, and I had to laugh because it's funny. So like she won. I think it was Elevation or Dark. She won a match, and she was celebrating with -1. And like, she was holding up -1's hand, and she was like doing her Brazilian dance, and -1 literally was watching her, but watching her the way that most guys watch her.
Yes.
And then he gets caught. Tay Conti stops dancing, and he looks away.
I saw somebody put a tweet out and I started dying. It was
so adorable.
Was the day that he forgot about all his toys or something like that.
Oh my God. This is where he's finally becoming a man.
Yes.
Anyways, I thought that was funny. Yeah, great match though, very good match. And then
They got good chemistry, Nyla Rose and Ty.
and then Nyla attacking her, and then Sheeta coming out and saving, and then the bunny, Allie coming out. So now we're getting the tag match. So we're gonna have Sheeta and Ty teaming together against the bunny and Nyla. So I'm wondering what direction they're going in. Like, if we're trying to pre-book Double or Nothing, which is gonna be in about, I'd say, a month and a half, where do you think the women's title's going to? Like, what do you think the women's title match is going to be? Because we also have Britt Baker in the works, which we'll get into in a bit here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's still leading up to Britt.
So you think this is just going to be in the meantime?
Yeah, I think this is going to be in the meantime.
Maybe wait until there's like 4 weeks till the pay-per-view, then start incorporating Britt, because...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the in-between. Because as good as our girl is, I don't think she's ready for the title yet.
No.
It's just building towards Britt. It has to build towards Britt.
We'll see when Britt makes her appearance in this feud, because I want to know how they're going to start. I think they got to make it. All the signs are pointing towards her taking the belt. The fans are screaming for Britt to take the belt off Sheeta and to get her a run with the title, because she's going to have a fantastic run with that title.
Right.
So I think that it deserves to have a very good feud for that title. So I hope they do it soon, so we can have some sort of long-term build with Sheeta leading up to that championship match. So I hope it happens in the next week or two. So we'll see. Moxley and Kingston had a promo again, which was very good. And again,
so good.
I can't wait I hope we see these guys team up and start tag teaming, because I think they could be a very good team. And
yeah.
I should probably get that out. I think I did send a tweet out about what you guys would name the team of Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston.
Right.
And it's going to take me a while to get there, because I didn't have it prepared, Tiff. Because I totally forgot. I tweet so much now. You see, I tweet a lot now. You see that?
I know. Kyle got on the Twitter game.
Also, shout out to MGF Scarf for receiving our podcast t-shirt. It looks great. It's Thursday. You know what that means, t-shirt. It's live on our merch store, guys. Make sure you go over to Linktree if you guys want to get your merch. Anyways, let me get to the tweet where I asked for some names, and these were pretty funny. If I can find it. There it is. Found it.
Okay.
All right. So I asked you guys, we want to know what you would name a team of Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. If you guys are in the live chat now, throw in your names too. Our buddy Darren from This Wolf, shout outs to you, Darren. Someone said Death Riders in the YouTube chat, but I was thinking Suicide Kings to encompass more of a Kingston. That's interesting. The Purveyors of Violence, our boy Dave said. Sammy Samster put the Death Riders. So a lot of people saying the Death Riders, which is interesting. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Balor the God YT puts the non-exploding barbed wires. Okay. Taylor Marie puts the Violent Gentleman. And I think Violent Gentleman was actually the name of a band because someone tagged them in it. So they're a hockey-based lifestyle brand, actually. Okay, that's interesting. And then someone named Charlene put Dying Breed. Not sure how that would go over. But thanks for the names. They're still funny. They're great. But it's interesting to see what a name would be like for them. But we saw this week Kingston had his leg all cast up. Mox and Kingston say that they're not done with the Good Brothers just yet. Like Kingston may be wrapped up in his cast, but that's not going to stop them.
Yeah. This is just the beginning. Oof, let's go.
I love how they said they have no patience for this Bullet Club melodrama that's going on. So they basically said, Young Bucks, if you're in this to get revenge on the Good Brothers, you better get prepared to get your hands dirty, because we're gonna go all out and we don't give a shit about what we do. So because we saw the Young Bucks are kind of like just being like, I wouldn't say being crybabies, because I love these guys. But they kind of just walked away on Kenny, and they didn't really do anything to the Good Brother. They haven't really attacked them and tried to stop them physically from doing anything, as opposed to Moxley and Kingston will just beat the shit out of you for no reason. So that's why they're basically saying
they're the good little Christian boys.
You want your revenge? Get your hands dirty. If you want to join with us, get prepared. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious to see this? Like, are we getting, since Kingston's clearly legitly hurt, are we going to get Moxley and the Bucks against Kenny and the Good Brothers? I want to see this match. Please give us this match sometime soon. If not, I don't know if I want to wait till Double or Nothing for that. Give us this match sometime soon, please. Do a themed episode of Dynamite or something, like Easter Day special. I don't care. Give me this match.
I'm done.
Easter Bunny's coming.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh my God, Jade is so good.
I was just gonna say her
promos. Yeah. Like, never mind. She looks like $1,000,000. I really like her. Like, oh my God, I keep saying it. She's such a star. She looks beautiful. I love her gear. I'm totally for this. Oh man, she's our future. And
she's got a very good team behind her, because we know the promo team for AEW is fire. So like,
so good.
Them plus Jade Cargill and what she's done so far, like they're doing the right thing with boosting her up, and now they made mention in this promo that, you know, her feud with Red Velvet's not done yet. So interested to see where that goes and when that comes to fruition.
Right.
We also had a really banger match. So a lot went on in this match and a lot came out of it. So we had Cutler, our boy Cutler Footage.
Oh my God, there was so much hate for like Cutler with the Bucks yesterday. I'm like, what the heck?
Against the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. It's because the story with why they didn't. We saw what happened at the end. Yeah, like Kenny called him out. Why did you pick this guy, not me? So, but anyways, Lucha Brothers basically now they mentioned on commentary, since Pac is injured, they want the titles. They want those championships. And can I just say, the Alex pairing is getting more attention on social media too now. Like the pairing of Alex with the Lucha Brothers to be the mouthpiece for Penta.
Right.
Amazing. So keep them together. Please do not separate them. Again, this match was put together too because of Pac's injury. But our boy Cutler Footage getting in on it. He looked good. He had a couple of good spots with Laredo Kid.
He did.
He looked very, very well.
He's just getting better.
He didn't stand. You know what I mean? I thought some people probably would have thought that he would have been a stick out, but he meshed well with them. He may be tall and lanky, but he was able to hold his own. And I can appreciate, and that goes a long way, especially you look at who you're in the ring with. Guys like Pentagon and Rey Fenix, if you can hold your own against them, you got something.
Yeah.
And he did.
He did good. He's done good.
Although he kind of
now we're seeing him on like Dynamite a little bit more, which is great too. So that makes me and Kyle very happy.
So he kind of got screwed at the end, and he got Spanish flied by Laredo Kid, and Laredo Kid was the one to pick up the victory. So I mean, that's a good nod to him for coming in. You know, like this is obviously late notice for him to come in and do this, and
right.
And giving the nod to him to go over in the match, which is great. So. Kenny Omega then came out. He started attacking Laredo Kid in front of the Bucks, and Bucks were like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right.
And then Kenny gets on the mic, and he basically brings up, like, "Oh, look at this scene. This is the same scene as Fyter Fest from 2019, except you guys picked Cutler to be your partner and not me." Right. And then he brings up like 3 years ago. When we were starting to do this thing, I didn't choose to stay in Japan where my friends and my family were. I chose to come here. I didn't choose to go to New York, throwing his little shot at WWE. I didn't choose to go to the WWE when I could have. I chose to do this thing. I chose to come here with you guys, not for AEW, with you. I came for you guys. And, he's getting a little bit personal here. I'm like, okay, this is great. This is good.
Good. That's what's making it better.
And, saying like because he believed AEW is the best wrestling promotion on the planet. Which it is, but that's my opinion. He then calls them out for not choosing Cutler, and then basically he's giving the Bucks one more chance, and he throws up the too sweet. He's like, "You either too sweet me now, you're either with me or you're against me," and the Bucks walk away. They just walk away, and Kenny's pissed. And then he turns around into a double super kick. This was so funny and well done. He turns around to a super kick, and then Don runs away with the title. He grabs the title, just runs away. And then they give him the Lucha Brothers finisher. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, so good.
And then the Good Brothers come out late. So I'm like, okay.
Well, one of them's not rubbing one out because she's not allowed to.
I got to shoot a little quiz. As they call it on BTE. My God, their skits on BTE are hilarious. So you saw on BTE this week where like Carl Anderson's like, the reason why you're tired is because you're shooting clips all the time. You gotta calm down, Lance or Luke Gallows. He's like, I'm giving you 1 week. You can't, give yourself a hand massage for 1 week.
Oh my god.
But the Good Brothers coming out late is interesting because they are doing that against the Young Bucks. Remember?
Yeah.
They were never doing that against Kenny. Why are they doing this against Kenny?
Maybe
now?
we'll see a BTE this week. They were probably in the bathroom again.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like storyline wise, like are they now like turning on Kenny? Like what's going on here? Why are they coming out late against Kenny? Like you know what you mean? I'm confused with that. Anyways,
we'll see. But yeah.
So okay. So I mean, I've said I don't care for this QT Marshall thing, and I'm standing by what I said. I don't care about this QT Marshall thing. Like they did this whole thing.
Went too far.
Oh, it was just like, oh.
I mean, I kind of like.
I like the idea.
I like heel QT. I really do. So I don't doubt this will be a good match next week. But it just.
I can't bring myself to enjoy this. I don't know what it is. People are gonna hate me. I don't know why I don't like this match. I can't get behind what they're doing with QT. He's out here talking with Siobhan, and he's talking about Cody Rhodes teaching him how to do the work, and that no one has done more than QT Marshall.
Right.
He starts ripping basically AEW in general and Cody in general for not getting as much opportunities as he should, saying like, I'm always the last one to leave. I always put in more work than anybody else, while Cody, basically does nothing and does less work when he preaches this do to work thing.
Right.
He's saying that QT is always just referred to as Cody's friend. So I will admit though, as much as I can't get interested into this, they did a better job of this storyline this week with this promo.
Yeah.
He says he wants an exhibition. What the hell an exhibition match is. It has got to be an old school wrestling thing. For you old school aficionados in the chat, let me know what the hell an exhibition match is. Is that just a normal match, or are we getting something crazy? But the craziness that we're getting out of it is Arn Anderson is a special guest referee. And I'm going, okay, all right. Yay.
All right, we're spending too much.
You didn't hear anyone cheer when they said Arn Anderson will be the special referee. No one's like, oh!
You mean you weren't?
Because they think like Kyle? Me. They do not care.
Yeah. All right, let's move
that's what we're getting next week.
We're spending too much on it.
No, we're not spending too much time on it.
Because
we had a big intro. That's why we're so late into the podcast.
Oh,
we had a big intro. Anyways, Taz, they had like a little skit with Taz. He assures that there's no problems apparently, and that Cage apparently apologized to Ricky, and you can see Cage in the background going like he wasn't really with it.
Yeah.
So, and he does the none better thing at the end, but Cage is separating. You know what's coming. That's coming soon. He's going to drop the FTW belt to somebody, and, he's leaving Team Taz because he deserves to be on his own. He's good enough to be on his own. Let this guy go already.
Fake belt.
Fake belt. But
the belt that never gets defended.
Talk about the Pinnacle because I'm wearing my boy Sean Spears' shirt right now.
Kyle was probably like so happy.
I was losing my shit. So they faced the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin of Top Flight because his his partner is injured currently, so he's teaming up with the Blondes. The new Pinnacle theme song, Mikey. So good. Shout outs to you. Sick theme song. The old school guitar riff kind of, old school type of wrestling theme. That's cool. Very, very well done. Dante looked very good. I mentioned this to Tiff off air. He looked very, very good.
So good.
He's so young.
These young kids, my God.
These young kids,
man. Me and Kyle were talking about this before this podcast about the young kids that are out there, like so good. I can only imagine when like they're in their like mid-20s, what they're gonna be like. Jeez, God. Okay,
it's gonna be better when they are now. But this match is gonna be great. Like this match was awesome. I love the whole ending of the match where they had FTR, like there was like a triple tag. And FTR charged to knock out the Varsity Blondes. And at the same time, Sean Spears was doing his C4. That's such a cool thing. I don't know. I was, maybe it's just because I'm biased. I thought it was so cool. But he gets the win. Finally, glad to have Sean Spears back to wrestling. I'm so happy.
He still looks weird to me. I'm not used to him without the stash? Is that what it is?
Yeah, and he's got the blonde mohawk that kind of
weird
fades
to
in a little
me.
bit.
It's like I can't. Like, it's
Hey,
so
he's got to
weird.
be in. He's in that type of faction where they got to look good. So
No, that's
I'm
Kyle's
assuming
husband. That's
that,
Kyle's number one husband.
yeah, and I'm assuming they're going to be building up. We're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see a lot of build up of Pinnacle before we get the eventual fight with the Inner Circle. So I think they're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to not see Inner Circle for a bit, and they're going to return out of nowhere with Jericho, and then we'll get this big clash. It's probably going to be an end of the night brawl, just like AEW loves to do. Yeah. And then we're going to get blood and guts. It's probably going to be a double or nothing. We're going to get a blood and guts match, and it's going to be Inner Circle against the Pinnacle. That's my assumption. I mean, Dax called out Santana and Ortiz. They say that this is a pro wrestling show, not a comedy show, and calls Inner Circle the comedy team, not the pro wrestling team. So kind of throwing a big shot at them. And MJF just rips Jericho apart, saying he breaks chairs that he sits on. And basically says Chris Jericho's terrified to come out. He's like, I know you're not going to come out because you're terrified of us. So, you know, and then MJF says he has a gift for Pinnacle next week. And I don't know what the hell that means.
Are they fitted jackets?
Is that what they're going to do? Like, what does that mean they're getting a gift? I want to know. Anyways.
Sammy tied up?
That's kinky, but no, we'll see.
Wow.
My boy, another Canadian boy, Christian Cage, had a promo backstage. He was talking to some of the young talent, which he was talking to Dante and the Varsity Blondes. Dasha asked him about, you know, what's going on, Christian? Like, what's going on since you've been here? And Frankie Kazarian comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, and he brings up the history between these two. These two faced a bunch of times in TNA, the early TNA days. I remember those matches, or they're banger, and it's funny because the Impact Twitter account posted clips of their match together, and I'm like, man, like, I hope that we see something similar because I know Frankie can still go. Christian's in the best shape of his life. We'll see if he can go, and they're gonna face each other next week. So we're gonna get the debut, the AEW Dynamite debut of Christian Cage, his first match in AEW.
Good.
Excited.
I'm stoked.
And then Britt Baker.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect way to end off with her. How we're talking about this too off there. My goodness.
So this was the best promo that Britt Baker's ever done in AEW since she's been here. This was
and she looks
so good.
Beautiful. She looks beautiful. I love it. I tweet it all the time. Her makeup, my goodness, on point.
Wrestling fashion.
Can't believe how much she's grown.
Yep. And she did a good job. So I was talking to Tiff about this off air, and I was talking to someone else in my DMs. I apologize if I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was my buddy Bill. We'll just go with Bill. We were talking about how the transition would be for her because she's getting a lot of popularity lately and a little bit too much popularity to the point that she's not going to be cheered even though she's a mega heel. Or she's going to be cheered at being a mega heel, and that's not what they're trying to do with her. They want her to get booed and to continue being this mega heel without making her turn babyface. She did the perfect thing. She came out and she just ripped the crowd from the start of her promo till the end, and she got booed. And she started ripping the crowd. She started ripping on Thunder Rosa, saying that Thunder Rosa should thank Britt for the reason why she's relevant right now, and that this whole thing was because of Britt Baker, and saying everyone's talking about Britt and not you, Thunder. What like saying like, you know, you want to go around Thunder Rosa and say like, you know, this is women's wrestling and this is what I wanted to tell everybody why women's wrestling is great. But Britt's like, well, then why is everyone talking about me? And it's like, damn, like this is great. This is fantastic. And then she calls out Mick Foley, which was even greater. And I'm like,
so good.
Like she's like, it took you 20 years to become a deathmatch legend, and I became one in one night. And I'm like, oh, frick.
That's how you get heat. Take notes to some of the wrestlers out there.
Yeah.
Who don't know how to get heat the right way, that they go really fucked up. And then people turn on you. There's a way of getting heat and still be liked. There's a way of getting heat and really fucking hated, like in real life.
And she said she had 87 thumbtacks in her. Like, damn. I want to know if that's an exaggeration or if they did count pulling them out. Like, did they pull out 87? Like, damn, if they did.
I believe it. I have to find that GIF that somebody made of Akira where he had all these thumbtacks in his head. I gotta show you it. Yeah.
Anyways, then lastly, she calls out. This is a great line. She called out Tony Khan. She's like, Tony Khan wants to go around and sign all these old wrestling legends when you got your legend sitting right here. And I'm like, oh my God. So not only did she call out Mick Foley, she calls out and rips apart Thunder Rosa. She rips the crowd apart, and she calls out literally what Tony Khan's been doing lately, signing old legends. So like, you package all that up, and you just created a mega promo for Britt Baker and just transcended her again. She's transcending week by week now, man. This is such a good thing.
Mick Foley, because Cupid Girl said Mick Foley responded, and I just found it. He goes, "Not gonna lie, this comment from Britt Baker stung a little," and then he put a little crying emoji. That's great.
That's fantastic.
Oh man, but it was so good, so
great episode of Dynamite. And we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of All Elite Podcast. As we come here every single week and be our silly selves. But guess what? This is not the only place you can see our silly selves. We have a Patreon page. That's right here in the network, Patreon, where you can see myself and Tiff in a different way. We have a show in there called Free For All, which is about to get recorded, one of its biggest episodes to date on there. You see another side to me and Tiff. We talk about pop culture things. We talk about movies, Disney, creepy DMs that Tiff gets all the time. You know, we talk about everything on there. You know, I pull out my little Italian old lady voice on there. Like, it's great. It's such a great show. Thank you to the patrons that are there. We've had a few new patrons in the last couple of days. Thank you very much for subscribing. You guys mean the world to us. We're starting to pump out more content. We have we sent each other. Yes. Our boxes.
Yes. Hopefully
so we're going to do the American versus Canadian snacks episode soon. It'll be on Patreon. So make sure you guys are signed up.
And our friend Maria in
Maria
Denmark.
Lang.
She sent
Shouts to you.
Kyle, snacks from Denmark. So me and Kyle are going to do that too.
We're going to do a Danish episode of Free For All.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And actually going forward, me and Kyle found a website where we can do a box monthly. Mm-hmm. And we could try different snacks across the world. So I think me and Kyle are definitely going to do it because I think it's like $10 a month or something. Yeah. So we're both going to,
you know what?
Do that together.
Do we get to pick what country they're from?
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually going to do fan polls now. Now that I know this, we're going to do fan polls on our Patreon. You guys are going to be able to vote which country we pick per month for us trying out these snack items. So it's a lot easier than you guys sending us stuff. So that's what we're going to do with the free-for-all. We have some other free-for-alls in the works where me and Tiff are going to be drinking live on the show. We're going to have special guests come back on the show and new guests. It's going to be great. Still thinking about some more new content to bring to the Patreon page. I'm still brainstorming every day about what I want to do with it. or what we want to do with it. Again,
if there's something you want us to put on the Patreon,
that importantly,
please let us know because we'll put more stuff. So since the network is mostly wrestling, so if you want to see outside of wrestling with me and Kyle, that will be on the Patreon. So that's where me and Kyle get really silly.
Damn right. We're silly here. We just turn it up on there.
Oh god, it's like so extra. I'm probably gonna bake my damn macarons. Or macarons. I mean, everybody calls them differently. Like, I've been corrected. It's macarons.
Me trying dino nuggets, apparently. I don't know. Let's see. Anywho.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in live. Again, sign up to our Patreon page. Everything is located in our link tree for the No Holds Barred Network. So if you go over to our Twitter account, twitter.com/NHB Network, you can click the link tree. It gets you to every link you need to get to, whether it's audio platforms, social media pages, our Patreon. Everything is on our link tree. It's such an easy tool for you guys to use. So make sure you check that out, or it's in the description below. Click that. There's a merch link too. Check out our merch. We got a lot of cool merch on our website. On there. So we're going to do
Discord's back open again.
Discord's back. We're going to throw a link down in the description for Discord. So check that out. If you guys are into that Discord kind of thing, it's going to be there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in live, watching back on YouTube, downloading the episode. You guys all mean the world to us. Thank you so much. My name is Kyle. I'm your host of the All Elite Podcast, always joined by my co-host. She's the EVP Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the Queen of the Indies, the Lady of the Light Tubes, the Woman of Many Nicknames. That's Tiffany. And we'll see you guys right back here next week on Thursday nights. Thursday, you know what that means. All Elite Podcast, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you guys right back here next week. Take it easy.